Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 253 of Bill Man the Sport Guys podcast. I'm your host, Bill Man the Sports Guy. Always remember for the latest weekly news of the MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL, college sports, and WNBA, this is the podcast to be. All right, everyone. Let's start off with a couple contract extensions that the Chicago Cubs have signed in the past week. The first one would be outfielder Pete Crow Armstrong on a 6-year, $115 million contract. And this is good work by the Cubs. Pico Armstrong just came off of a 30-30-30 season. So 30 stolen bases, 30 home runs, 30 doubles. And they basically locked him for most of his prime in his career. And I think this is going to work out. Even though he wasn't supposed to be a free agent until 2027, but it's always good to lock up part of your core. And I really think Armstrong, not only is he going to be one of the best center fielders in all baseball, but he's definitely going to go down as one of the greatest Cub players to play, and assuming if he stays there for the rest of his career. And that could also be said for Nico Horner, because the Cubs did also extend him 6 years, but catch this, Nico Horner gets $141 million, which that's insane. Now, Nico Horner, up to date, has the fourth largest contract among second basemen in all of baseball. Obviously, the first one being Robinson Cano, Jose Altuve, and I want to say it is Jeff Kent off the top of my head. And basically, this is another good steal by the Cubs. Now, actually, the third one actually goes to Marcus Semien at 175. I was off, but still. Now, the Horner extension, this could easily be a steal. Not only is he one of the greatest defenders among second basemen, but even hitting wise, he's like really good at like making contact. Obviously, he's not going to hit a ton of home runs, but he squares up the baseball a lot, and he will walk a bit decently, but he also really defends well. Excuse me, Nico Horner last season batted for 29 doubles, 7 home runs, 61 RBIs, while hit 297 with a 345 on base percentage, 394 slugging, a 739 OPS. That's still really, really solid. And even if we go to walks, Nico Horner walked 39 times last season, 44 in 2024, 49 in 2023, only 28 in 2022, 17 in 2021. 12 in 2020, and in the short 20 games he played in 2019, he walked only 3 times. But hey, so I like both of these contracts for the Chicago Cubs. You know, the last core of Rizzo, Bryant, we thought they were going to be there forever. Obviously not. So it's now the Horner and Armstrong show. Now we'll see if they extend Seiya Suzuki, because he does have one more year left on his contract. And also, Ian Happ is a free agent this season, so are they going to extend him? Or how about Miguel Amaya? How about Carson Kelly? How about Matthew Boyd? I could go on. So I really like these moves a lot. And always let me know your thoughts and opinions on Twitter at Billman Sports, Instagram at Billman Sports Guy, and here on YouTube at Billman Sports Guy. And in other baseball news, we have to talk about CB Bucknor. So on Saturday's match between the Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds would go on to win the game 6-5 in extra innings. But man, oh man, what on earth, CB Bucknor? So with the new ABS challenge system, CB Bucknor missed a whole ton of calls. Can anybody guess how many calls he missed? I'll give you 20 seconds. If you guys guessed 20 missed calls, you got it right. At one point, he missed two straight calls in a row, 20 in a game. That is so unacceptable from an umpire. Listen, CB Bucknor is known for making awful calls and has done it for several years. Players should and will take complete advantage of the ABS challenge system, because the game is going to change. And this is going to be one way to hold umpires accountable, including CB Bucknor. So is he ranked among one of the worst umpires in all baseball? Heck, I say he's top two. I mean, Hunter Whittlestat is atrocious. Jim Joyce is awful. I don't need to talk about Angel Hernandez because he retired, thank goodness. But Dan Bellino, yeah, he's bad. I could go on, but CB Bucknor arguably has to be the worst one up there. So let me know your thoughts on the CB Bucknor and will MLB hold him accountable? I truly believe they will. Okay, now I wanted to do a quick Major League Baseball awards. So let me give you my quick awards. I'm probably not going to do like every single one, but I'll do the main big ones. So for MVP, for the American League, I think now it's super easy to pick Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, but I'm not going to go there for this time because MVP, I think is going to go to Tarek Skubal of the Detroit Tigers. For the National League, I think it's going to go to Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Atlanta Braves. Now for Cy Young, speaking of Tarek Skubal, I think he's going to win it again for the third straight year in a row and make a case for a huge mega contract extension in the offseason. Now, as for the National League, ooh, I am going. Actually, I think it's going to go to Shohei Ohtani. I think he's going to have a better season pitching wise than Paul Skeens will. Now for Rookie of the Year, American League, give me Munetaka Murakami. I think he's going to hit 30, maybe more home runs than that. And, at the time of this recording, he's already hit 3 home runs in like 4 games. So I already love what I've seen from him. Ooh, as for National League, I think I'm going to go a little underrated and go Moises Ballesteros of the Chicago Cubs. Actually, I think he's going to go to, I changed that. I actually think he's going to go Connor Griffin of the Pittsburgh Pirates. So there's that. Now for Manager of the Year, oh gosh, for the National League, I think it's going to go to Craig Counsell of the Cubs. Now for American League, ooh, for the American League, I think it's going to go John Schneider of the Toronto Blue Jays. So, am I missing anything? No, I'm not. So, there are those big major awards. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on those. Now, I'm also going to give you guys some bold takes for the 2026 season. I know it started, but it's never too late for me to deliver some. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here is my one Chicago White Sox bold prediction. I think Colson Montgomery and Munetaka Murakami at this point, I think they're both going to sneak into the top 10, top 15 in all of baseball and home runs this season. Now, I think Colson Montgomery is going to hit 35 exactly. As for Murakami, at this point, I think we could see 35, 40 home runs from him this season. Now, for the Chicago Cubs, I think Pete Crow Armstrong is going to have a 40 season. 40 stolen bases, 40 home runs, 40 doubles. I am riding the Pete Crow Armstrong train for the Cubs more than ever this year. So I think he's going to have another amazing year, and it's going to prove why his contract extension that he signed with the Cubs will make it worth it at the end of the day. My third take, I think this is the season that the New York Yankees will fire Aaron Boone. Mark my words. Aaron Boone has obviously brought the Yankees to the playoffs, but only one World Series trip and lost. This is World Series or bust for the Yankees. So if they don't win the World Series this year, Aaron Boone is a gone goose after this season. Number 4, I don't think the Los Angeles Dodgers will three-peat this season. It's easy to say the Dodgers will win the World Series, but I think there's going to be a different team that's going to beat them and win the World Series in 2026. My fifth bold take, 5. Let's see, I did the White Sox Cubs. I did the Aaron Boone. Okay, no, so I'm wrong. This is actually my fourth. And my fourth bold take, I think Tarek Skubal is going to stay with Detroit for the rest of his career. I think winning another Cy Young Award this season and winning an MVP this year, and I think he's going to prove it. And I think he's going to sign a long-term contract extension with the Detroit Tigers. They have to spend this amount of money. At least you guys did with Framber Valdez, but now let's lock up Tarek Skubal, shall we? All right. Number 5. I think Shohei Ohtani will surpass 300 plus career home runs by the end of this season. I mean, at the time of this recording, he's at 280. So I think he's going to keep climbing and actually hit 300 plus career home runs by the end of this season. Number 4, a team that has made the postseason this year will most likely not make the playoffs. Don't know who yet, but I think once we see the format, I think one of these teams are not going to make the postseason. Partially, I would maybe say Boston. I would also maybe say the Brewers, just to throw a couple out there. Number 6, I think the Chicago White Sox will not be in last place. I actually think it's going to go to the Minnesota Twins. It's basically Byron Buxton. That's about it. My 7th bold take, I think come trade deadline, we're only going to see 2 big names get dealt. Don't know who yet, but I think it'll happen. Number 8, even though I gave my Aaron Boone prediction earlier, but I don't think we're going to see too many managers being fired this year. It's happened before, but so many of them are new, entering their first season, and some are already going to be a season in, so I just don't see it happening. And my final bull take. I think Mike Trout's going to have a healthy season. Mike Trout needs to play 130 plus games. I think he can do it this year, and he's off to a good start. If Mike Trout can stay healthy, hallelujah. This concludes today's episode 253 of Bill Man the Sport Guys podcast. I'm your host, Bill Man the Sports Guy. Stay tuned for episode number 254. Peace.